Hey all. So I feel like I've covered the bases with the Dolmen as far as different instruments, and I mean, obviously, I could go on and on, putting every instrument in the world into it, but I designed it so that it should work well with most instruments out there, and there's a lot of instruments when it comes to doing electronic processing, they need to go through a preamp anyway, but I tried to make this as much, as set up as possible from the get-go. Anyway, so something I guess I've alluded to, but not really ever came out and said, has to do with what I want, future Mountain King devices, products to have. I have this, I've been going over this, I have this vision of what I want the future of Mountain King to be like, as far as product and, just the vibe around it and the motivation behind it. And one of the things that I want is to have more and more devices that are both instruments in and of themselves, as well as signal processors. So this is obviously a effect pedal. It processes sound and, mangles it up in all kinds of wide variety of crazy ways. But it's also its own instrument. So hold on, let me take the guitar off now. I know most of you are familiar with this so-called no input mixer thing. It's a technique of creating masses of kinetic noise from using a mixer, sending the outputs through, sometimes not through anything, just simply back into the mixer, but often through pedals, and put it in there, and you turn everything on, you start going, and you get just a massive wall of wonderful, harsh noise, made famous by people like Masami Akita and just a lot of 90s Japanese noise artists, and they've had a huge influence on my design work. Even when it's not obvious, it's like that's what I'm hearing in my head. So this is there's a new project by Masayo Yamazaki. Don't ask me to pronounce it. He's a Masana, of course, and then now Controlled Death, which is this dark death noise project. It's really amazing. And again, this is definitely, while I was designing this recently, because this design is old, so it's before startup. But recently, when I revisited this circuit, that was a big influence on where I tweaked and where I wanted it to end up and everything. So anyway, what do I want to show you? I'll show you, if you don't plug anything into the Dolmen, it makes noise on its own. get really really low subsonic frequencies out of this thing, as well as ultrasonic. And of course, you can use outside controllers and control voltages. Right now I'm plugging it's my galactic navigation computer, and what it does, it puts out a pseudo-random string of control voltages, like a pseudo-random sequence, and then I plug that into the shift 2, and then sorry. We can also plug in these gates. These little moments where it's like teetering on the edge. Should I oscillate or shouldn't I? And to answer probably at least one of your questions, can you send something through the Dolmen when it's in this mode? And yes, but it's only if you use this 1/8 inch stereo jack here, which is just an attenuated input that gets, and it's stereo, but it gets mixed down to mono, so it's not really important. Just wanted to but if you are plugged into there, see when there's nothing plugged into this jack, it connects this feedback loop, right? So if there's nothing plugged into it, it goes into synthesizer mode. And when if you're doing that, if you're using this this input, this jack doesn't switch it off, so it doesn't disconnect the feedback loop. So you have to go in. There's a little dip switch on the board. You can switch it off. But if you leave it on, you can send other stuff from modular systems, oscillator through here, and just have it all interact and go haywire. So yeah, I really wanted the Dolmen to be something like special that people are going to be like, I just want to sit down and play on this for hours and hours and explore and learn. There's still, I'm sure, things that I have yet to discover that it can do. For the longest time, I was playing on it every day, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm like this." I had to start taking pictures of the settings. I'm like, I need to make sure I can get back to that as close as possible. But yeah, so they're kind of the last piece of the puzzle, really. And now I just need to start taking orders for them. And well, I'll probably go in this in a different post, but I have some changes that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna have another toggle switch, and the finish will be same coloring, but probably not this hammer tone. You just can't read it very well, but it's gonna look awesome nonetheless, and sound super awesome. So I may just, rather than do my normal thing where it's like I wait till everything is done, everything is perfect before I like go for it, and then a year goes by. It's just like, oh my god. Knowing myself, I should probably just take orders within this week, and then that'll start pushing behind me. And I'm excited to, get these into your hands and hear what you guys have to say. It's my magnum opus as far as right now. I hope to make and design even greater devices as time goes by. I have so many that are like waiting, so I'm hoping that as long as the Dolmen does well, I'll be able to use some of the funds from its sales to go to the next thing, and then use that to the next thing, so I can just finally put this stuff out there. I'm really excited about it. I need it to happen. Not just because I need money, but because this is, I don't know. Artwork is important just to in and of itself, like just doing it is part of the process, part of the importance, part of the reason. But the second part is putting it out there and having others appreciate it, or have others be affected by it. I need that part of this to connect the whole thing together, so that I don't feel like I'm just wasting my time or whatever. So anyway, talk to you guys soon. Alright, and last but not least, sorry, my guitar's out of tune. But what you're hearing is the Dolmen plugged directly into a speaker cabinet, no amp. Now, the fidelity is, of course, rather low, but it's still kind of cool. Jeez, I don't know how I got that. Anyway, on that note, I think I've shown you everything that the Dolmen can do now, as much as, is possible. Meaning, there's endless things you can do with it, but I think I hit the key points to it. So if you haven't decided whether you want one by now, then you never will. So yeah, I'll be taking orders very soon. So just keep watching, keep checking out my posts, and I'll let you know. All right, thanks, y'all.